It appeared that the 2006 general elections will be won based on the performance of the government the St. Lucia Labour Party had produced. The country had made significant improvements in infrastructure. Our pitons were a World Heritage Site. Universal secondary school education had been achieved, and our country was experiencing a 7% economic growth, with unemployment at an historical low. To the shock and dismay of many, the December 11th, 2006 elections were won by lies and propaganda. We lost. Yes, our party, the St. Lucia Labour Party, had lost. What a price we paid. Our country, once the pride and joy of its citizens, had become the laughing stock. Ministers illegally received concessions for their private business. The United States revoked the visa of a minister in the St. Lucia government. A first-time shame, and the Prime Minister at the time was bending and flip-flopping like a puppet on a torch. One would think that the UWP would be too ashamed to react, but no. One man had decided that the Castries East seat was his property, and from 2005 he mounted an operation to capture Castries East by whatever means necessary.
While Myers is Minister of National Security, the first time in the history of St. Lucia there has been a jailbreak, and you have never found a prisoner who has left the jail under Myers as Minister of National Security. Under Myers as Minister of National Security, it's the first time a magistrate was attacked for doing a job as a magistrate under Myers as Minister of National Security. Under Myers as Minister of National Security, there was a triple murder in one weekend, and more people got murdered in St. Lucia under Myers as Minister of National Security.
What a time. State power used for political gain. Government resources and money put in the hands of political candidates. SLP supporters victimized and ostracized. More lies, propaganda and deceit, all targeted at Castries East, the St. Lucia Labour Party and our candidate Philip J. Pierre. The people stood firm as they organized. They worked, they went from house to house, speaking to people, working the ground, doing what had to be done. Voters' lists were analyzed, checked and rechecked. ID cards found, new voters registered. A determined army of red, working to guard against the bluff of a desperate, arrogant and deceitful man.
ID card, what you doing here? The man not there. What's your name? You can't come here. I know you. You voted for Pierre. That's what they do you. And now what you have to say is go and say you hate Pierre. Once you go there and say you hate Pierre, they give you the contract. Everybody in Prave, go to my office tomorrow and say I hate Pierre.
And you get a contract. And you get a contract. You get a contract one day, you don't work.
That's what I advise you to do. Go and say I hate Pierre. Just go and say that and then give contract. Everybody go for contract. Everybody go for contract. If they think they're smart, you must show that you're smarter than them, my brothers, my sisters.
The government of St. Lucia is a blame government. A government that is clueless, rudderless, arrogant, selfish, and vindictive. A government that cannot inspire hope in people. Madam Speaker, the government tells us that there was a 4.4% growth in the economy. The Prime Minister goes further to say that this growth is based on a new calculation of the gross domestic product. And if the old method of calculation was used, it would have been 16% less in the old method. Madam Speaker, the unemployed young person, the businessman, the vendor, the farmer, understands much better than the Honorable Prime Minister. Lies, damn lies, and statistics.
It is because he has earned that position on the battlefield for the St. Lucia Labour Party. This is a highly decorated general of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Mais où savent Guy Meyers vle vini kon Philippien? Mais m'a blâmé Philippien Kenny. Là yo tan pouvoir, yo ka mene Meyers tout partout et yo. So Meyers ka pon l'ordre minister. Meyers kwa isa minister too. So après election, yo mette Meyers a Ministry of Trade, Industry and Commerce. He failed miserably in that ministry. They did not only fire Myers from that ministry, he's now incarcerated in the Ministry of Home Affairs. Since Myers has been in Home Affairs, what has Myers done? In fact, Myers Metelamele, he has given up and the police is now in charge.
It was a labor of love. Long hours, endless meetings, a quest for justice, a desire for growth and development for the people. With the support of the party, of all parties, and a leader confident that his candidate would win, we were ready to ensure a fourth term for Philip J. Pierre. November 28, 2011 had finally arrived, and the proverbial clock struck. 6 p.m. had arrived and Judgment Day was over. Although confident that honesty and truthfulness would prevail, we anxiously awaited the outcome. As predicted, the results came and our dear leader was returned for a fourth term. Our political leader, Dr. Kenny Anthony, was Prime Minister and our candidate his deputy. Better days were here.
The people who live in Castries East, most of us are serious, are hardworking, are conscientious, and we can excel and get to the very top.
We extend special thanks to all the workers, members of Stratcom, and a special thank you to the constituents of Castries East who had withstood the attack of money, lies, and propaganda. Castries East had returned to good governance. All the people would share in the gains, and although there had been massive progress in 8 months, more is still to come.
We also have to bring jazz back to Marshall.
Under scrutiny, and it ain't no joke when one visa get revoked, and with no visa I can come America. That really make me sad. All the plans we had, Christmas shopping like hell to buy a beaver as well. I wanted to cry.
Can the United Workers Party have a meeting? Only what they know, Kenny Anthony, Kenny Anthony, Kenny Anthony. At Chalma, Kenny Anthony, Philip J. Pierre. Kenny Anthony, Philip J. I like it.